Elizabeth Danford. Elizabeth, where are you? Raise a hand. There she comes. Elizabeth is a 17-year-old homeschooler from Santa Rosa. It's the first time I've had an opportunity to meet her. She's competed in speech and debate for about 6 years. She's a senior in high school and will be attending Santa Rosa JC in the fall. She plans to attend the Master's Commission in Biel, Switzerland, and is considering missionary work. Elizabeth.
Think with me for a minute. Who's the most influential person in your life? Maybe it's someone in your family, or someone whose ideas and opinions have changed your life, or someone who is always there for you when you needed help, or maybe even someone who literally saved your life. Now, imagine that they'd never been born. Surely you wouldn't be the same person you are today. Your life would be left with a gaping hole. You'd be so much less than who you are now. Within a typical person's life, they will interact with and potentially alter the lives of hundreds of different people, maybe more. Some of those people will come up with new ideas in their lifetime and new innovations that help shape the world as it is. Everyone fills some sort of role in our society that needs to be filled. However, every year worldwide, between 40 and 50 million lives are stopped before they even have a chance to be lived. The cause of this is the horrible practice known as abortion. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to the people around us to protect the lives of the unborn. Now, how can we do this? Well, while there are many things we can do, I'll be focusing on two main aspects in this speech. Firstly, the spreading of knowledge, and secondly, being personally supportive to mothers-to-be. Now, first is through the spread of knowledge. Now, knowledge is power, and the more women know about the child growing within them, the less inclined they will be to turn to abortion. In order to help women gain knowledge, we must of course show that the thing growing inside them is more than just a clump of cells. Rather, it's a new life beginning. A life that deserves to be given opportunity. One of the most effective ways to bring knowledge to expectant mothers is by providing sonograms. A while ago, there was a news story I saw about an organization in New York called Expectant Mother Care. This organization had a bus equipped with a sonogram machine. They would park outside of abortion clinics and approach women who were coming to the clinic, offering them a free sonogram. The results were very positive. About 70% of the women who entered into the bus and received a sonogram changed their minds and chose life for their babies. Because of the impact of this first bus, the idea for a new organization called Save the Storks was born. Save the Storks currently has 2 sonogram vans, one in Dallas, Texas, and one in Englewood, New Jersey. Hundreds of babies are saved each year due to their work. The sonograms enable women to actually see the life growing inside of them. When they see the sonogram, they discover that what they thought was just a clump of cells is actually a human life with a beating heart. And when they saw that most of them couldn't bring themselves to abort the baby that they saw. When you give abortion a face, lives are saved. This shows the power of knowledge. While showing sonograms is a very important tool in the fight for life, not all of us have the money or opportunity to start a whole organization like Save the Storks. We can, however, make an impact on a more personal basis. We can spread the knowledge of alternatives to abortion. Adoption, which has been brought up many times during this rally, is one of those alternatives. In the US, there are hundreds of thousands of families just waiting to adopt. With so many willing families, why do women still end up choosing abortion over adoption? Well, according to American Adoptions, there are 2 primary reasons. First, there are many misconceptions women have about the adoption process. It used to be that a woman giving her baby up for adoption had very little control over the circumstances of the adoption, and very little say in the process. Nowadays, however, a birth mother can choose which family she wants to give her child to, and she can decide whether or not she wants to keep in contact with that child and the adoptive parents. Birth mothers need to know that the adoption process has changed over the years, and that now a birth mother's needs are much more carefully considered and protected. Birth mothers need to be informed of this, and that is something we can do by simply speaking up. Now, the second reason that many turn to abortion rather than to adoption is that, at first glance, it appears that adoption is a more quick and painless solution. While abortion may be relatively quick, it most certainly isn't painless, especially if you look at the long-term consequences. Post-abortion depression is very common, and post-abortion pain can stick around for a very long time, manifesting itself through depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. After an abortion, a woman must live with the remorse and regrets of ending a potential life. The abortion choice is not quick and painless, after all. Women need to seriously consider adoption. While it may also be emotionally difficult, adoption gives a child a chance, and it also gives another family the opportunity to love a child. Spreading information about the adoption option and giving women more information about their unborn child are both very, very important. It's our responsibility as supporters of life to spread that information in our community and also worldwide. In addition to spreading knowledge, there's another way that we can certainly help, and that's by being supportive on a personal basis with mothers-to-be. Abortion is often a choice made out of fear. A fear of consequences. A fear of how this will negatively impact the mother's life. A fear of how the child could suffer. Basically, fear of uncertainty. Fear is the fuel of the abortion industry. If we can quell those fears, we can destroy the root of the issue. Putting an end to fear is something that happens on a person-to-person basis. And it's something each of us can do, no matter who we are. What it takes is the courage to reach out to the expectant mothers in our community and let them know they are not alone. For the teenage mother afraid of punishment from parents and scorn from friends, we must let them feel loved and accepted, and that their child will be loved and accepted as well. We must change the common mindset and show them that their child is a gift and not a detrimental mistake. For the single mother who believes their child will be too big a burden, we must surround her and give her support and strength. Let her know that if she chooses life, she won't have to struggle with raising that child alone. We must become a community that helps to share that burden. For the mother who knows that her child may be born into a hard situation, we must let her know that this life is still worth saving. Her child's life may accomplish great things, regardless of any situation they are born into, or regardless of any defect they may have. We must approach every mother-to-be with love and support. This is the most important thing we can do as average people. Currently, our society tries to reinforce the fears a mother may have about bringing a child into this world. It's time for us to fight back. Through informing and caring for the mothers in our community, we can make an impact. We can cease the damage that's being done to our world through this practice. We can take a stand and fight for life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You know,